Welcome back to the ROKH Hockey Podcast. This episode we have a very special event planned. We have with us from the Bandits Hockey Club, Mr. Nate Harber, Guy Schafer, and Jacob Murphy. Gents, welcome to the ROKH Podcast. We're very excited to have you guys today.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Great to be here.
So I know you guys, you already do a lot. But you want to talk about this new partnership you guys got going with the Huntsville Havoc. You guys want to dive into that one a little bit? Tell us what's going on.
Nate Harber can take that question. He was kind of in the forefront of that.
Yeah, I'll give the little brief intro on it. So we just happened to have a connection with the Havoc, and he actually operates a camera for us every now and then. But he works with Clay, who's the marketing director of the Huntsville Havoc, and they reached out and wanted to set up a meeting and to try to talk about how we can collaborate with them because we're the two biggest hockey organizations in the city. Us being a beer league team, and them being the pro team locally here. But we sat down for a lunch meeting, we talked, and they were really interested in bringing both Guy Schafer and Jacob Murphy here on board as their new broadcasting team, along with my company, Underhill Media, to provide some of the broadcasting services for that. But it's kind of a crazy story where we just started out, making funny clips online, broadcasting our local beer league games, and it's pretty cool now that we're tackling a pro team this fall.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think you guys are probably the most infamous beer league team in hockey right now. Great commentary. There's never an episode that's not hilarious that you guys are up there, either showcasing highlights or sometimes lowlights. But that's crazy that you guys are going to get to be a part of that and really step out and do some cool stuff now.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, Jacob and I talked a week or two ago, and I said, Jacob, I think you need to be the straight guy because you're much better at that, calling the game. And I'll chip in every once in a while as the color guy because I'm old and I can get away with stuff now, and hopefully it'll be still a lot of fun. We kind of want to bring our personalities to it. Of course, it's not going to be anything too wild that we do on air for them, of course, but hopefully to have fun and inject a little bit of enthusiasm and stuff into the whole broadcast and the organization.
Are you guys going to be on their actual their broadcasts and everything? If we wanted to watch it, how do we tune in?
Yeah, they use flowhockey.com, and so that's what all the streams will be on. They cover the SPHL, the ECHL, the AHL, so all the games will be on that. And I think it's a monthly subscription. I'm not sure yet. I haven't paid for it yet, but I got to, just so my dad can watch me back home. But yeah, all the games will be on Flow Hockey, so we're super excited about that. And they've got a really nice setup covering all those different leagues, so it should be awesome.
Jurk, I think we're going to have to subscribe to another channel to watch more hockey.
Can't get enough of it.
We're going to be posting clips of some of our professional broadcasts as well, so look forward to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to do a YouTube pregame show as well, so we're going to try to give, still a lot of free content on that for our channel at least.
Nice. I'm sure everyone's extremely excited. You guys are so much fun to watch. Every time I come across clips, they're awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. This kind of was funny for me because when we started, Nathan was one of my former students at the university where I used to teach, and then he was my work study for 4 years. So he got into all the cameras and computers and stuff, and he called me up one day. He said, hey, there's this new team in our league, and they're getting all the social media, and it's kind of ticking me off because I think we can do it better. And next thing I know, we were doing a broadcast. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I contacted a guy, my old professor, and my old college roommate, Landon. He's the guy with the long hair. Didn't have long hair when we started. I don't think he's cut it since we started broadcasting. But they're a great team, great comedy duo. And then we brought Murph here in the fold. I guess it's about a year ago, Murph, right?
It has been, last September. Yeah. So it's been a great year, I'd say.
One of the things that was kind of an interesting byproduct. I don't know that any of us were sort of expecting this, but I did have some former coach of the Havoc and some other local folks that were quite involved with minor league hockey there in Huntsville, who said, as funny as the broadcast is, believe it or not, you guys have really kind of put a mark on youth hockey, and it's become much more of a thing we talk about, and kids are getting more interested, even adults. We have a D division, and these guys are basically just a few months into skating. Like, they're really learning, but they're loving it. And they said that we've seen kind of an uptick in all of those ages, interest in just playing hockey for fun, which, as you know, hockey's not a cheap sport to get into with all the equipment. So that's been another kind of a bonus for us. It's been really exciting. And, I grew up in Canada. I mean, I just, I love the sport. Some of my idols growing up, Danny Gallivan, the broadcaster for the Montreal Canadiens, that guy was absolutely supreme, and we just injected some of that enthusiasm that we all have for hockey into the broadcast, and now getting to do it for the Huntsville Havoc is I mean, I don't know if any of us thought that would happen. It's a pretty big deal, so we're all excited, and hopefully the Havoc are excited too when it all rolls around.
I'm sure they will be, and that's great that like you guys can see like actual metrics of like the impact you guys are having on the game, on the youth movement, which is huge for the future of the game. But it's same as adults, because like I started playing as an adult as well, and I know how hard it is to want to take that first step, out on the ice, and especially with the price of everything. So it's very cool that you guys can see that and see that you're having a positive effect on our community.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, I did want to touch up on something. So watching a couple of videos of your content, I mean, it's hilarious. You really talk as what adults would think of when they watch beer league hockey. Like, oh man, he blew a tire in the corner, and it's funny. Do you think the Huntsville Havoc will let you guys kind of take the reins and keep things light as you go forward, or is it going to be more of like a, hey, stay in between the lines here?
Jacob, you answer that one.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be a good balance. I think they want us to call it pretty straight, but have our personality and still have our brand. Obviously, I think we can be lighter towards the opposing team than the Havoc, if we do make kind of a comment. But, I think the main thing is going to be we need to keep it entertaining. We need to still be ourselves. We need to differentiate ourselves from other broadcasters in the league. And, I mean, they brought us in for a reason, so I think we need to stay true to that. But we also need to understand, it's a lot faster of a game, and those guys aren't making as many mistakes. So it's going to, there's not, when we call a game like in the A-League, it's harder for us to find funny moments. Like the D-League games are great because those guys are just absolutely failing all the time out there. So I think in the SPHL, we're going to keep it pretty straight and narrow, but I know Guy does an amazing job at fitting in those funny quirks, and I think we definitely want to keep our personality on there.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear a broadcast. Definitely.
Awesome.
It was something that we brought up to them. It was a conversation. Yeah. But they do like what we do. Obviously, it's why they reached out. But I think we're going to have to find a happy medium between the two. But kind of like Murph said, there's not as many funny moments to go off of once you get into lower level or even upper level professional hockey. So we'll find our moments and capitalize on them, of course. But it's going to be a fun balance to find.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it. That's, bringing that personality to a commentating group is, I think, important. You guys set yourself aside from the other ones who usually kind of keep it straight, keep it neutral, so I'm very excited to see how you guys integrate what you do away from the Havoc into professional sports.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Of course, when Montreal calls me up to broadcast a game or be a guest, I'm going to call you guys first and say that's where it all started. So,
can't wait. Yeah, I think you guys are going to be extremely popular in the Havoc community if you guys can find ways to put what you normally do for the beer league into opponents. It's just going to be massive.
Yeah, I hope so.
Anything else you guys want to talk about with this new partnership?
I do want to mention real quick just about the Bandits organization and kind of with us growing over the past couple years, and something we're trying to focus on this season is raising money to pay for veterans' league fees and their gear. We have a lot of veterans and a lot of military personnel out in the Huntsville area, so that's definitely a big part of our mission moving forward. And so I think, we're starting to get enough notoriety that now we really want to make sure we're getting a charitable, tangible action for adult hockey in the Huntsville area. And so that's one of our big goals this year. So I just wanted to bring that up.
We definitely appreciate that as a, military hockey channel ourselves.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, anytime you can do great work for those around you, based off what you do, that's a massive success. So appreciate you guys making that effort there.
Yeah. No, and I mean, we're very grateful for all the beer league guys in Huntsville that have given military service, and anybody that's ever given any service. And Huntsville's such a unique community because, being in the South, a lot of the guys didn't grow up playing. So majority of the better players came from up north or other places that are there for a military reason at the Redstone Arsenal. And so we're just very, very grateful for them and everybody's service coming up, and with Veterans Day coming up here soon. So I just wanted to make note of that.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to Mark Hodges as well. So the Bandits organization, that's our nonprofit. That's how we're trying to give back to the local veteran community. Mark Hodges just took over as our president, and he's very much focused on giving back to veterans over the next year. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. I think we're signing him in tomorrow night. Is that right, Murph? At the next board meeting. So
I believe so. Hope so.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mark Hodges. We're really excited to have him on board, and we're excited to see what he does this year.
Well, welcome to the group, Mark. You guys are talking about players. I think it's kind of funny. Our goalie, I don't know if we stole him from the Bandits themselves or one of the teams that played around the Bandits, but he was, I don't know if you guys will know his name, but he's like 6'7". He's a giant
tower.
Dude. Yeah. His name's Ian. Ian
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. He came.
No way.
He came out, and he's a veteran as well, and he started playing with one of our veterans teams, and we threw him in there at goal, so he's our regular goalie for the ROKH Hockey team. So
really, that's awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate the the trade there. So
it's a great person, very good human being. He's awesome.
He is
slap
an amazing
slap a
being,
mic on him in a Bandits jersey, and we'll collab on social media and some posts. Have some fun.
Absolutely, I'll definitely get some commentary from him during the game.
Well, I'll get a step stool so I can get the camera up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He is a big boy. My goodness.
Yeah, you think it's bad when he's just on in his shoes, and then you walk up to him when he's on skates when you're not on skates, and it's a totally different person. So
I think I took a picture of him after one of our games where he had a big game, and we were just kind of chirping each other on the bench, and I think was he skating out or was he in there? But I grabbed his stick, and the butt end was above my head. That's how tall this guy is. And I was like, buddy, if I had your size, I probably would not have joined the military, for sure.
That's a tall boy.
He is a big boy. I'm very jealous.
He is. He's very fond of you guys as well. So I was just casually talking about you guys one time. He's like, oh, I love the Bandits, and told us how he used to skate around you guys and how he made it into one of the videos. I think it was an opposing team, though it wasn't actually on the Bandits themselves, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Speaking of the Bandits, you guys want to dive into how did the Bandits Hockey Club start? How did you guys make that decision? Let's start adding some commentary here.
I think Nathan can talk about, because he's the guy that actually signed up to play hockey. And another little thing about all of us who's we're not local to that hockey scene in Huntsville. I'm about an hour and 5-minute drive, but Nate's probably close to an hour 20, an hour 30. And Jacob is the closest, but it's probably still 30 or 40 minutes, right, Jacob?
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, so we're all a little bit of a drive away, but so are a lot of the players. Like the players come from all around to play there and stuff, so it's pretty good. But Nathan started playing hockey for them, and then you can kind of take it from there, Nate, when the Flamingos thing started and how all of that got going, because that to me was hilarious.
Yeah, so I grew up playing. I started playing hockey around middle school age in the Nashville area. So I grew up playing middle school and then played in high school. Played a little bit of beer league in Nashville with Guy here when I was in college, and took about a 10-year break. Moved down to Alabama after I got married and found out there was hockey in Huntsville, so I started playing over there. Quite a commute, about, like Guy said, about an hour and a half. But I just joined a team. They just started up. It was the Bandits, and I was in the B League over there, and there was another team called the Flamingos, and they like had merchandise made, and they were having like people show up to the games wearing their merch, and they had like 20 people like in the stands watching them. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, you know, why are we not doing this? And they had a social media following. They had 100 followers on Facebook. I'm like, this is like what I want out of beer league, is kind of taking it a little more seriously than you should, and all that. And I've got a background in video production and media, and I had all the equipment at my disposal. So my main goal with starting the Bandits was I want to get more followers than the Flamingos on Facebook. That was it. So I had the idea. I was like, I've got the cameras. I know how to edit and everything, and I know how it works. So I called Guy up. I was like, Guy, you love hockey. I love hockey. Would you want to do like broadcasting of our team? But let's just kind of put a spin on it. You just make fun of us the whole time. And then I got my old roommate Landon to come too, and man, they just work so well together. They're a comedy duo. That's their chemistry is just unmatched, I think. But yeah, we started that I think in 2023, I believe, or maybe it's 2022 November. It's in the fall. It's approaching 3 years, so I guess 2022 is when we started, and it took about a year and a half before we actually started making any traction, and then out of nowhere we gained 20,000 followers in 2 months. It's pretty. And in the meantime, after we got the social media started, the nonprofit started, and we started to get expansion teams in Huntsville. I think at the end of the fall season last year, we had 6 Bandits teams. We added a 7th, which is I guess now the social media team. So we have a bunch of guys that just love to be on the social media, love to be in the clips. So we formed a team just for them, and we kind of just play exhibition games on Saturdays now, and those are the games we film against other teams that want to also be on camera. But it's been a crazy ride. I didn't expect it to get this big. Like I said, I just wanted to get 101 followers on Facebook to beat the Flamingos, and we're like right on the door 50,000 on Instagram now, and we're on the door 25,000 on TikTok. So it's pretty wild.
Those are well-deserved followers. You guys are doing great work over there.
Thank you.
Would appear you've met your mark and beyond. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I think I won that little beef.
It's a lot of fun. I'll tell you something funny that happened to me. So the Wish Cup roller hockey tournament, it's a big fundraiser, right? It was in Nashville this summer, and we were going to go and make an appearance and just do stuff. Anyways, no one could go, so I just went up by myself. And I don't know anybody in social media, right? I sort of care, but I don't also care. Anyways, all these guys were coming up to me, and I'd take their pictures, and they were saying, dude, we love your broadcast. And I would send them to Nathan, and Nathan would go, dude, that guy's got 900,000 followers. He's huge. He said, I don't know who he is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he sent me like a photo with him and Nasher and had no idea who he was.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love Nasher.
Yeah, everyone loves Nasher. And
Yeah.
I was like, Guy, that's Nasher. He's kind of a big deal in the scene.
And then Brody True.
Yeah.
Brody True was another guy.
Yeah.
What was the guy from Toronto, Nate? Pavel. It was another guy who was really
Pavel
big.
Barber.
Yeah.
Pavel Barber.
Wow.
Yeah.
Found out that we used to live in the same neighborhood. I mean,
No
it was crazy.
way.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
So, but it was a lot of fun. That
Yeah.
moment actually was when I started realizing how quickly stuff grows way beyond your scope with social media, with really anything, but especially here as it pertained to hockey. And just to see that it was a positive thing and that the guys were kind of excited and very, very supportive and encouraging too. And it kind of lit another little fire under me to just to take this as far as we could take it and stuff. So that was a really fun moment for me when I would send those clips, and Nate goes, "You have no idea who you're talking to." I said, "Nope."
Yeah, those guys are amazing. I got to meet a couple of them. We had the Chicklets Cup out here in Vegas, I think probably a few years ago. I want to say it was right before I actually started recording any content for ROKH Hockey. And man, every time you meet one of them, like, they are all just so excited to meet like fans or like other people, in hockey, and they're just all great people. So
yeah,
that's
so
really
good.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think you were gonna say the same thing. It's so good for the sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the influencers that are out there all the time, like you guys and Nasher, True, all them guys, like, doing so much work to gain traction for the sport of hockey, to bring in not only youth players but adult players as well. Just like you guys, like, man, the sport is just blowing up now, and it's an amazing thing.
And I'm still a little biased as well, growing up in North Carolina and starting to play in North Carolina, and just having that brand of Southern hockey and seeing it get promoted across the country, and you guys are a vital piece in that. So thank you for continuing to, help grow the sport and bring recognition to Southern hockey.
We appreciate it. I think one of the things that made me smile was we'd be getting comments from guys in Europe. Some of them couldn't type it in English. It would be in their own language and stuff. Of course, we'd translate it with Google Translate. But just thinking, man, these guys are halfway around the world. Nate, wasn't it one of the guys wanted to come and play for us, didn't he?
Yeah, we've had several people wanting to travel in. They're like, "Oh, I'm actually going to be in Atlanta in a year from now. Can I come and like join in a game with you guys?" We get that quite a bit. We had a guy travel from Australia and show up to one of our games. You remember that guy? Yeah, he just like traveled in. I think he had a work thing as well, but like he drove I pretty far, I think, from wherever his work gig was to meet Guy at one of our games. He found out we were streaming that day, and he watched our game live. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's when we found out how big hockey, men's league, beer league hockey was becoming in Australia. I had no idea, but they've got quite a few cities with leagues and all that kind of stuff, different divisions, and they loved it. So it's great.
Yeah, at this moment, I just found out that they had beer league hockey in Australia, so that's great.
They have a pro league out there, don't they? Out in Australia.
I think they do.
Yeah. Well, shoot. If you guys are recruiting, it kind of sounds like we need to take a vacation, Nate, over to Alabama.
Absolutely, we'll bring
maybe
Ian
do a collab in person.
Absolutely, you guys come on. Like I said, we're doing mostly exhibition games now on the weekends for like our actual social media content. So we'll give you a jersey. There's no league rules that say you don't play here, you can't sub. So come on in and join us. We'd be happy to have you.
We're gonna have to coordinate that. We'll do a little Nashville trip and then hang out in Huntsville for a little bit too.
Oh yeah, it's only an hour and a half, 2 hours south of Nashville, something like that. I guess it's a little more, maybe two hours.
Yeah, it's just a 2. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's where Landon actually lives. He drives 2.5 hours from east northern Nashville to come and do these games with us. Quite a good haul for him.
Committed to the bit. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I know Jurky's had to drive before for long distance for hockey. I've been kind of spoiled. Growing up outside of Chicago, I always had a rink, and here in Vegas we got a few rinks now that the Knights are here, so I can't imagine having to drive an hour, 2 hours to play all the time. So
yeah,
that's wild.
I definitely hear where you guys are coming from. I lived in Dallas a handful of years ago, in 2 hours one way to the DFW. Weeknight practices on Thursday, so not rolling back in till 1 a.m., sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my buddy who I'm carpooling with had to work the next morning, so I'm texting him, "Hey, buddy, you doing all right? Get some coffee in you." But I mean, it just shows, people are committed to the sport, and willing to kind of do, what it takes to be around that community. So again, thank you guys for representing, us and every other adult that's getting into the sport.
Well, I think for me, that was one of the fun things I loved about this was you call the game like it was a serious deal. and have fun with the guys, because that's what they're there for. Most of those guys are out trying something new, especially if they're new players, and to kind of have somebody, elevate a little bit of awareness of it, and then kind of make fun of you in a fun way. Hopefully, it was all fun. We had tons of positive comments from guys early on, and because we were a little bit nervous, we were like, I don't know, maybe we should make fun of this guy, or maybe we should make fun of that guy. I remember one time Nate went to talk to a guy and thought maybe we had made too many jokes, and the guy didn't even hardly acknowledge it. He goes, "Don't worry about it, bud." It was pretty funny.
Yeah. That was the first video that actually kind of went semi-viral. I got 100,000 views, which was the most views I ever got on a video before was 5,000. And that one hit 100K, and everyone was talking about it, and I was shocked. And I was like, this wasn't supposed to get this big. I felt like I had to go apologize to the guy because we ripped him pretty good, and I was like, I feel bad about this. He's getting a lot of online heat too, and I was like, oh, this is not how it's supposed to go. But it's just kind of par of the course now.
Yeah. When we started, I thought I would always keep a straight face and stuff. And about, I don't know how long it took, but in the first game, Landon made me break character so many times. So I just said, man, forget about it. If it's funny, I'm laughing. And the first really big laugh he had me do, we were doing the longest game. It goes from 9 a.m., 9 p.m. One of our good friends who organizes it, and it's to raise money for cancer research here locally in Huntsville. And this kid was playing, and obviously shorter than everybody else. And I said something about the kid, how short he was. I said, that kid's got to be 12 years old. And Lennon goes, oh, no, he's 45. He's a heavy smoker. And it stunted his growth. And he said he has a cigarette in one hand and a stogie in the other. And from that moment on, I couldn't keep a straight face. I just lost it. And that kid came up to us later, who is the son of Nate's goalie. And we found out later, and he said, yeah, I became famous at school. He said, everybody loved that.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I said, well, I'm just not going to try. If it's funny, I'm just going to laugh, and I'm not going to worry about trying to look serious and stuff. So that's kind of, I guess, sort of how our personality has branded it, I guess, in that way. So it's fun for us to do it.
Yeah, I think if you can make people laugh, that you're going to get tons of views. I think probably my best videos, which don't even touch what your guys are doing, are definitely the ones where people got the most laughs, where they're either having fun at my expense or having fun at someone else's expense. So, in a good way. But
yeah.
I think, Nate, I remember a video you may have sent us when we were doing our Best of Beer League of you catching a rut, skating backwards on defense.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah, that was a pretty good clip.
I was so happy that was caught. I think what had happened was I was playing defense at the time, and a guy kind of slowed up, and so I slowed up as well, trying to keep with his speed, and then he picked up to try to get around, and I tried to hurry up and start backpedaling again, and I just caught a good spot in the ice and heel picked, and it sent me, and I just went flying across the screen and landed on all of my ass, and it was hilarious. I was embarrassed at the time, but when I got back to the bench, I was like, man, I hope the camera caught that, because that was hilarious. And
well, you'll need to send me that, because I don't remember you playing defense.
Yeah, well, I thankfully don't play defense anymore. What was that, Nate?
I was gonna say, Guy, do you remember what that ranked in our top 10? I think it did make the
It
top
was.
10.
It was in our top 10.
I think it was top 5, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up there.
It was a good clip. I'll have to repost that now. But,
yeah, double dip on those views. Why not? I repost stuff a lot.
Yeah, I don't play defense anymore. I wasn't that great at it, but I'm definitely more of a shooter now. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's got a hell of a shot. If there's anything that I can take away from Nate's game where I'm like, wow, it's got to be his shot, because I don't know, I'm pretty sure you have the technical part of learning, really how to use the flex of your stick. So anytime I see you get the puck in our beer league games, I'm like, oh yeah, he's about to rip this one. I think it was the last game you had the only goal. So I was like, hey, he's shooting, go to the net and get the rebound. So
you're talking about me, right?
Yeah, of
Absolutely,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how really OK hockey came about. Is somebody saw me shoot and they were like, "Oh wow, you're really good at hockey, huh?" And I was like, "Well, no, I'm probably really okay. Like that's the one thing I can do, well. Everything else is probably subpar." So,
A young Connor Bedard.
yeah, with
Yeah.
no skills besides shooting.
Yeah.
You guys talked about you guys like doing stuff for vets. I understand you have you guys started a new veterans game last year. You guys want to talk about that and what's coming about back around?
Yeah, that was the guy, Steve Dormer, who's active military. In fact, when he calls you in your contacts, the picture comes up of him flying a Black Hawk. It's a pretty cool shot, actually. It's been a real big passion of Steve's for several years. And Nate Harber, I don't think he's been skating that long either, has he? Like, he's sort of new to hockey.
He just recently started, but he started, I think, a year or two ago, maybe a year and a half ago. If hopefully I'm not lying, Steve. I think that's when you started. But he's improved a lot. We watched him in the recent tournament that we filmed locally. He was in the lower division, but he went from just learning how to skate, and now he's a pretty decent C-level player. And I talked to him. He's like, I'm joining B next year. He plays every day. He goes to all the stick and pucks and open skates and stuff, and he's really putting the work in. But he's improved a lot. I'm pretty impressed with his progress in a short amount of time. But the guy is very physically fit, and I'm not really. I shouldn't be too surprised that he's improving so quickly. He's an athlete for sure.
I love that.
But it was a lot of his passion for the game that kind of drove that thing, and so that gave us a real big running start for this year's tournament, which is coming up pretty soon. And the only thing that they joked about was they had the camo jerseys, but they didn't make them quite different enough, so it was sometimes hard to tell them apart on the ice. So he said we rectified that this year, so they've got a jersey reveal coming up and stuff. But man, they're very excited, and that little rink, which doesn't seat a lot, but it was basically standing room only for that game, which was really exciting to see.
I think that rink seats 400 last time I heard, and there was well over 400 people there for that game.
Yeah.
So when is that game played?
It's each November, right around Veterans Day. Let me pull the actual date up on that so I can tell you guys when to tune in, and maybe your audience would love to donate to it, of course. But
absolutely,
I'll pull that up and get those dates. But it's sometime in November around Veterans Day.
Yeah, they do a little pre-tournament, or it's not a tournament, a pre-game festivities where they reveal the jerseys and the guys' names are on them, and it's kind of a cool thing. It's like living out a fantasy day from your youth, getting named to a team and finding out who you're playing with and stuff. So, and then I think it's within a few days or the next weekend, they actually do the game.
Nice. I know
It's
we'll
like
be
November
in
the 8th at 2:30 p.m.
November the 8th. Is that when we're in Tampa, Jurky?
Let me check. I know it's in November.
We're playing. We play warrior hockey. It's all disabled
Oh, yeah.
veterans.
Yep.
And our team here in Vegas, we're going out to Tampa for the Warrior Classic.
Yep,
So,
6th to the 9th.
yeah. So we'll be there this year. It was October last year, but they ran into some issues with the weather, unfortunately, so they pushed it back.
Just a hurricane, not a big deal.
So. But yeah,
Par
I saw pictures and everything from last year's game. It looked really nice, so I can't wait to see what you guys are planning for that this year.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's one of our favorite events that we do every year, and of course we love just being able to do that and giving back to that community because they've done so much for us, and we all appreciate that, of course. And I think it had a huge impact on the local community. They raised a lot of money, and yeah, we're just very proud to be involved with it.
Do you guys got anything else coming up? Any kind of tournaments or anything like that the Bandits are going to be involved in?
I'm trying to talk to, I hope my team is going to listen to this. I'm trying to talk to them and going to a tournament in Lexington, Kentucky next April. I told them, you got to tell me by the end of the week because those spots are filling up pretty quick. But we're talking about that. Now that this podcast goes out, everybody's going to want to join it to get on video. But we got it. We're trying to do that one. And then next summer, ROKH Sports is coming to Huntsville. They're helping us start a new league that is, I guess the culture or the idea behind the beer league that we're trying to start up with ROKH is giving you kind of the NHL experience. So we're looking to put like an all-star game in. We're looking to have a skills competition, which we've done before, and mini tournaments. I think we want to do like a 4-nation spoof tournament, so kind of like a little mini round robin thing for some players that wear jerseys from each one of the countries and have like a little mini tournament. But obviously we'll bring the broadcast to a lot of those games as well. So ROKH Sports is coming to Huntsville next summer, and we're pretty excited about getting that started. But that's in the works.
Awesome. That'll be really cool.
We have been out to I think it was St. Louis, wasn't it, Nathan?
Mm-hmm.
Where we went out and we covered the tournament for was it Cali?
Yeah,
Tourneys?
Cali Hockey Tournaments was the Hotter Than Hell tournament, St. Louis in July this past year.
And it was like 95 plus every day out there for that tournament. But that was a lot of fun, just being in a different part of the country. And again, seeing the same kind of passion for hockey there as we see in Huntsville and pretty much everywhere else we go. It was really fun to be there.
Yeah, that was one of those weird things where we don't get outside of our bubble too much. We're Huntsville. We occasionally have some teams play us from Nashville, and Birmingham, Alabama, but that was the furthest that we went out and did an event. And it was very odd just having people come up and saying like, "Oh, we love your stuff. We've watched you guys for the last year or so." It's really a cool experience to meet a bunch of different random people that you've never met before that appreciate some of the content you put out. So that was a really cool experience. I know Guy enjoyed that too.
Yeah, there was a guy came up to us and said, "Hey, this is Stumpy," or whatever his nickname was. I said, I don't know who that is. He goes, "You guys gave him a nickname on the air and it stuck, and then we've been calling him that for the last year." So I said,
He said Stumpy reached out to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Randy Burridge, he played for the Boston Bruins, I believe.
oh, really?
Yeah, I was working with him over at one of the rinks here, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the nickname was we gave the guy, but it was something like that. And he was like apparently he's sort of a quiet guy, and that kind of brought him out of his shell when everyone started calling him it. So he just kind of ran with it. It was kind of funny, but
There's another guy came up to us. A guy named him, or maybe it was Landon nicknamed him Papa Smurf. And now his new nickname is Papa Smurf. Everybody calls him Papa Smurf. So yeah, we've come up with a lot of nicknames for a lot of people that definitely stick. We're pretty good at that, I guess.
yeah, that was Landon for sure.
Yeah, probably was.
That's great. You just get a random nickname from a broadcast, and that's your name for eternity now. No one's going to call you differently.
I hereby name you. that's it.
like they're being christened.
Yeah.
You guys got to be careful with that power now.
Well, hey, if you guys want to keep pushing the bubble of comfort, you guys will always be welcome in Vegas and received well, hopefully, by Really Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'd love to come out.
That'd be great.
Yeah, if you
Anytime
guys
you guys
have
wanna
any
come to-
local tournaments or anything, Nate, let me know, and I'll see if I can talk the guys into making the trip.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we have a couple every now and then. There's a veterans one coming up here, but at the same time we'll be in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. I'll keep you guys informed of tournaments, and anytime you guys want to come out here and do some stuff, we'll help you get settled and get situated with the rinks and all that. So
Yeah, I know the Can-Am one comes out at least once a year to Vegas, and that's just kind of collab of everybody. I think a couple of years ago I saw some dude pull off a backhand Michigan. I'm like, oh, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not the tournament for the Bandits. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah, it's probably not the league for him, too. He needs to, hike that up.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys were talking about St. Louis. We go to St. Louis usually every February for a Warrior tournament there. And the weather is the complete opposite. So much so that we get to play on the outdoor rink at the rink they have there. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun every time. I think that's probably our favorite tournament to go to, St. Louis every year. The St. Louis Warriors they're actually affiliated with the St. Louis Blues, and so every time we go there, it's an amazing tournament that they put on. They become good friends of ours, and the rink Centene there that the Blues practice at is a phenomenal facility. It's gorgeous. They actually have a really nice broadcast booth there. In case you guys
that's
come back
cool.
up, but.
Yeah, everyone looks forward to that outdoor game until you step outside with that right in the wind tunnel, pushing about 30 and below. It can get rough in the second for sure.
That's not
And ice is
anything that we've
different.
experienced being down here in hot Alabama.
Yeah, we don't get that.
No.
Yeah.
You guys want to tell us, like, what's your favorite Bandits hockey moment so far for each of you?
I'll tell you my pure game moments was last year, and I can't remember who we were covering. Nate will remember, but it was probably in the C division. Anyways, this guy that we love, Ren Pelly, he takes a rink-wide pass, skates in, shifts to the left, dekes the defenseman, shoots, scores, and there was 2 seconds on the clock, and they win the game. And then like a week or two later, in a different division, another Bandits team, they scored with 1 second on the clock to win the game. And it was like, for me, it was like we were watching Stanley Cup playoffs. That rink went nuts. The guys went crazy. They ended up being league champions. And for me, I think in just the hockey part, that was great. I have tons of funny moments that I just love there as well. But those were pure hockey moments where these beer league guys were just outside of their mind, excited to win, something like that. And that was really fun to see.
I do remember that, and that was against our natural rivals, the Flamingos, that I mentioned earlier. It was.
Oh, that's right.
It was the Cross League Championship game last year, and it was an amazing game. And just like I said, it was actually 1 second on the clock. Rin got that stretch pass, skated in, shot, it went in, 1 second on the clock, won the championship. So, and that video is actually pinned to our Instagram page right now, so if you guys want to check it out, it's up there. But one of the best, I guess, legit broadcast calls we've actually had too. A lot of excitement. But yeah, that's a good clip. A lot of my favorite clips I'm not allowed to post. Guy and Landon have forbidden me from posting a couple of my favorite clips because it was during some tournaments where we that St. Louis tournament, we went 12 games in a row. And so we all got a little loopy there towards the end, and we're just saying some crazy stuff. So that's one of my favorite clips. I can't talk about it though, unfortunately. Landon will get me. But gosh, favorite clip that's public. The kid smoking in the stogie was pretty good.
That was a big one.
Yeah, and then another one where Landon is really loopy. He does a lot of fake ad reads when he's getting a little loopy or he's had a couple beers. He'll just make up some random.
This one was
sponsor.
classic.
And he brought up ShortKings.com as a sponsor. And Guy, you'll do better at going over that than I do. But that's probably my favorite clip is him reading the Short Kings ad that he just made up off the top of his head.
Yeah, we started riffing back and forth, and we were doing stuff like, "Girls, are you tired of being shorter than everybody you date? Now you can be taller. ShortKings.com. You'll find." What did Landon say? Gentlemen, they're successful, they're wonderful, they're proportional.
They may have a chip on their shoulder, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. It was just hilarious. And then at the end, I said, Landon, you know another good thing about the gentleman on ShortKings.com? He goes, what? I said, they're very good at pickpocketing. He just lost it. I mean, it was so funny. But that was probably 11 o'clock at night, Nate, I think, wasn't it? It was late in the day.
And like, Landon's even sitting on the bleachers. He's so tired. Yeah, it's some of the best moments come from when we've done those marathon days and no one cares anymore. We're just, guys are just saying whatever comes to their mind. Some of the best stuff we get.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that the Short Kings one. I've seen it quite a few times. It's funny.
Yes, that's probably my favorite. That one made me laugh the most.
All right, gents.
Well, do you guys have a favorite clip? I'm curious.
Ooh.
They don't watch that much, Nate. Be easy there.
I do watch a lot. Trying to remember one though. That's tough.
I have favorite comments too, like when we were doing the C Division games there for a little while, people up north would write, "Is this in slow motion?" They couldn't believe guys were going that slow.
Nate, you probably experienced this. You get like this. It's different people, but people always comment the same thing over and over, and that's one of them. Is like, why did you guys even bother recording this in slow motion? That's what I do a lot. Yeah, it's like you guys are so slow, you don't need it. So I get that one a lot, and then what's another one I get a lot, Guy? There's like 5 comments that just cycle through constantly.
There's another one is guys that say, "Dude, I need to come down there. I would kill in this league."
Yeah, yeah, I'm the Connor McDavid of this league. I get that one a lot, but it's very funny. I find that hilarious that people say the same things, and they're all different people and haven't read the comments before, but they all say the same things. It's funny.
The slow one's funny because I talk about this with some of my teammates when we record them, and I've felt the same thing. Like I'll be recording and I'll make like what I think is a great play on the ice, and I'll pick the puck off the boards and skate it forward and go and snipe a goal, and in my head I'm thinking, wow, that's gotta look amazing. Like I felt phenomenal. And then I'm all excited. I watched the video back and it's like, who's that guy with the puck right there? That wasn't me. There's no way that was me.
Live barn is very humbling, isn't it?
Oh my God! I warn people all the time. They're like, "Hey, can you pull my goal up off in live bar?" And I'm like, "I can, but just be forewarned."
I'm usually the guy to let you know right after it happens. Like, "Hey, Nate, there's a speed limit. Slow down, buddy."
Yeah. So recording can be humbling at times. I think those are my favorite videos. Your guys, the guys are obviously trying hard and. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, and then Guy and Landon just make the perfect commentary. Not really picking at them, but just calling it accurately, and those clips are always the best.
And I think what's great about it is it's natural adult hockey, where you look at people getting commentated in the games. It's all professional. They're getting paid to do it. They're flying down. They're making these great plays, but then you look at adult beer league in adult tournaments, and it's like we're all going to make mistakes. We're all not going to be the fastest out there. The shots aren't going to go bar down every time. That's natural hockey moments where you can translate what we're thinking out there. Like, oh man, we just ripped that one wide, or along those lines. But I think that's great, bringing that stuff to light.
Yeah, I used to pick on Nate at the start because we weren't really sure if all the other guys would, catch our sense of humor, but Nate would come down and take a shot and miss the net, and I go, just a bit wide. And by wide, we mean 11 or 12 feet, And then Nate would say later, "That wasn't that wide, was I?" He goes, "No, it was actually a pretty good shot, but we just wanted to exaggerate." So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get it worse than anybody just because Guy and Landon know me personally, so.
Yeah, I went on a streak there. Every time Nate would have a rush, he would just have one hand on a stick. Of course, growing up in Canada, that's like you 2 hands on your stick. So I started calling him one stick Harber, or one hand Harber, and then he got super self-conscious of it.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. That one cut worse than anything. I really have one hand on my stick that often? I don't do that. And then every time I took my hand off my stick, I was like, oh. Guy's gonna say something.
There you go, improving your game through
shame.
social media embarrassment.
Yes.
Hey, he started putting pucks in the net after that, didn't you, Nate?
Yeah, that's true. I guess so.
It's all positives.
Yeah, it's a great sport. It's a lot of fun, and I honestly, I'm so thankful just to be a part of what we're doing with it. It's just it's great.
I wanted to compliment Guy, Landon, and Murph, too, because I cannot do this. They are so good off the cuff. A lot of questions we get are, is this live? And yes, every single clip that we put out was filmed and commentated on live. So those jokes are right there in the moment, and that just blows my mind that they're able to do that, because I can't do it. I'm not that quick on my feet, but it's pretty wild how they will come up with the craziest, most out of left field, off the wall stuff just right off the top of their head. It's impressive to me. So I just want to compliment Guy and Landon and Murph for being able to do that, because I certainly can't.
Well, it was probably a couple of weeks ago, we were short a broadcaster. I think I did like 12 games in a day. So Nathan would hop on every once in a while, and then he would immediately say to me afterwards, "Man, that's a lot harder than it looks." I said, "Yeah, it sounded like you're doing play-by-play at a funeral, buddy. You got to get a little excitement in your..."
Yeah, it's pretty difficult if you're not in tune to that. But yeah, not for me. I'll hold the camera. Thank you.
Yeah. Landon is, that guy has no hockey background ever. So when he came, it was
which is why I
really
asked him
fun.
to do it. I wanted him to kind of play it like he was an expert, and I even nicknamed him Dr. Landon. But we pretend like he's an expert, and he'll just say like random stuff and say the wrong terminology. Like he'll say something like, off the top of the key. It's like, that's the wrong sport, Landon. But that's part of the joke. He knows nothing about hockey. He didn't know what icing was. He doesn't know what offsides is. So he just jumped in there and started talking about hockey with no knowledge of it at all. So, which funny enough, now he knows quite a bit just from watching so many hockey games. But
yeah,
that's how they got started.
That's
but
funny.
He's very. I was just
going
gonna say he's very quick, a wit and stuff, and that's why it cracks me up half the time when he's saying stuff. So.
It's funny. I think I've heard Landon say some stuff like that, and as a sports guy, I know that's not a thing, but I guess I assumed that he was being purposely funny, and so it did come across that he's didn't know at all. So that's great.
Yeah, he probably wasn't being funny. He just actually doesn't know anything about hockey.
That's
Maybe
awesome.
He's on a large hockey social media page.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guy, you guys are phenomenal improvers. Doing that, I couldn't even imagine trying to do that. Knowing myself, I would say something wildly inappropriate, and that would be one of those clips that you can never show. So to get the amount of content you guys do, that's truly impressive.
Very talented.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got a few clips we probably can't show. So
I'll send you those later, Nate. You can take a look. I got to show them to somebody. It's just it's like burning a hole in my pocket. I got to show somebody. I'm not allowed to
They can show me on Tuesday.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that'd be great. Anything else you guys wanna touch on? Anything upcoming, or you wanna plug some socials or anything like that?
Guy, do you have anything coming up? I don't, other than the new league. I don't think I have anything pressing.
no, it's all that stuff there. So
Yeah. Well, you can find us on @Bandit Hockey Club on all your favorite social media platforms, or on YouTube. That's where we do all our live streaming games. We've probably don't post as many clips on YouTube. That's more for the full games. So if you actually want to sit down and watch a beer league game one Friday night with your best gal, that's a good place to do it. Instagram is our biggest platform. It's where we get the most reach, and then we're on TikTok as well. We do have a Facebook page that's a little bit smaller, but we post more of our local stuff over on Facebook. So if we have a local event or we want to promote a game you could show up to in person, that's where you'll find that information. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Awesome. And the Huntsville Havoc that broadcasts on what platform again?
That's on Flow
Hockey.
Yes.
Flow Hockey? Okay. Cool. Well, we're very thankful that you guys joined us today. This was a lot of fun talking to you guys. And again, the impact you guys have on hockey, on youth and adult and everything like that, it means a lot to the hockey community. And you guys are excellent stewards of the game. And really appreciate what you guys do.
thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It actually means a lot to me. Growing up with the sport, I just love to hear that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. And I think, like I said, we started right around the same time. I've been following you pretty early on, so it's a pleasure and honor to be on your show, Nate. And and we really appreciate it. And hopefully we can be back on soon.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you guys anytime. Talk more hockey, and I'm gonna find a specific clip that I like for the next time. And
Yeah, definitely do
gonna,
that. Send me a DM. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, because I have so many in my head, I just can't pick out the specifics of what happened in them.
Well, they're all kind of similar. Somebody falls down and we laugh.
So, all right. Well, we appreciate you guys having coming on the podcast with us today. Very much looking forward to your new partnership with the Huntsville Havoc and more continued videos of hilarity and hockey stardom. So,
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.